Welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff here with co-host Chip. What is going on? Man, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Jeff.
It's been a year
Feels like
since
it.
we saw everybody. I feel like it's good to be back here. And today's a good day too because we're all celebrating Bitcoin's official birthday. So how about that? 13 years young for Bitcoin, which is pretty cool. But we're going to get into this. We want to talk today about building crypto wealth in 2022. Can XRP be part of that? Are there other assets that are somehow factoring into what's going to happen moving forward? This is like day 3 of the new year, day 1 of the official week. So, man, there's so many things that are just percolating, getting ready to happen here, Chip. So whenever you're ready to kick this thing off.
I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain.
And welcome everybody to On the Chain. And we have Jeff. This is the best way you kick off the new year is with a special guest. And we have a special guest. You know him, you love him. Here he's coming to us live, and it is none other than Bully is here with us tonight. What's up, Bully?
What's up? What's up, guys?
How you doing?
What is going on?
So
all the way from Japan.
From Japan.
Man, hopefully you enjoyed the trip.
No. Yeah, I did. It's pretty cold over here. I don't know how it is in Florida. It's pretty
warm. Pretty warm, actually.
Nice. It's supposed to go down to 56 tonight.
I was cold walking the dog today. I was like, man, shorts and a t-shirt, flip-flops, man. You feel a little bit of a breeze,
but breeze on the lake.
Yeah, it's so awesome. Just a little introduction to Bully. I'm pretty sure everybody knows you. Now, you just went through a rebrand on your channel. So if you guys tell them what your channel used to be called and then what you rebranded it as and just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So let me turn off my heater. Sorry. So so I used to be the XRP Bully. Like that was my first name, right?
Right.
So it was the XRP Bully, and then I changed it to the Bully Crypto Podcast, and now to Crypto Wealth Builder. So like this has been like a 1.5 year now journey doing content creation, not investing, just like content creation.
Right.
So like I sort of like changed my name a couple of times just to be like, I guess, more marketable, because when people, look at Bully or Bully Crypto Podcast, like they really don't know what that really
good point.
is, right? So, now with Crypto Wealth Builders, like, exactly what it is. Like you know exactly what I'm going to offer moving forward. So yeah, that's sort of the reason why.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like it. That makes a lot of sense. And then the departure from just focused on XRP also, as you start developing into, as we know, diversifying, makes a big impact. You said, since you're kind of new with us here in front of the On the Chain community, we always love asking our guests this, but when you first discovered cryptocurrency, like what was that moment where you said, hey, this looks like it's pretty cool, and you wanted to know more? What was that moment like?
Well, so I was in college, right? Like the first time I heard about Bitcoin was back probably in 2013, 2014, right? I was in college, and I was doing what college kids do, like studying,
sure,
but also
researching Bitcoin.
Right, researching, but like that's the first time I heard about it. But like I think like this was a lot of people's mindset. I sort of just like push it off to the side. I was like, oh, this looks cool, but it's too hard for me to buy. Like, at that time, it was associated with the dark web, and I didn't want to go on the dark web and get viruses on my computer. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. Right. And then the price went up, and then that's when more news started coming out about Bitcoin. I was like, this is something I should be looking into. So like my first, investment was actually in Bitcoin, like back in maybe 2016, right?
Yeah.
But then I started doing more research into like other cryptocurrencies, like XRP, XLM, Ethereum, stuff like that. And when I watched a couple people's videos, content creators, popular content creators like Kevin Cage, Bearable Bull, stuff like that, they made it make sense for me, right? And then I started doing a lot of research because I have a science background. So like in school I did a lot of research, so I like researching. So, I did some more research, and, I guess maybe one day I came to a realization that, XRP is going to be bigger than Bitcoin, bigger than we can imagine. So I actually sold my Bitcoin, which, I mean, probably wasn't a good idea, but and bought XRP. But I'm still happy with that decision, because I've bought for a while around like the 18-cent range, right? So right now it's at 83 cents right now. So yeah, I made a profit. But yeah, like with the whole thing with, Ripple and what they're doing and the partnerships that they have, like that really appealed to me. Like I was like, okay, this is, pretty cool. And Bitcoin really didn't have like a company like Ripple steering it in the right direction, So like I sort of look at that as a good thing, that you have a company like Ripple sort of being a champion for the XRP ledger. And I think that that's a pretty good thing for us as investors too.
This is John Doe says, I remember Bully organizing us around fighting back against the suppression of XRP price.
You said what?
He said, I remember Bully organizing us around fighting back against the suppression of XRP price.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. That's really interesting.
That's interesting. Talk about that.
Yeah, so that was the whole and actually anyone could just type it up on Google, like pump XRP. Now the thing is, my intentions were with that. Listen, I'm just a regular guy. Like, I'm just a regular guy somewhere. Like I'm not, anyone like I don't have any influence over. Well, now I guess you could say that we all do, but like, as far as that was concerned, that was around the Wall Street bets sort of fiasco.
Yeah.
So during that time, actually Clubhouse, we were talking about Clubhouse before we got on the show, right? Clubhouse was getting more popular, right? So around that time, I was like, hey, like, let me just make a Telegram group, and we could pump the price of XRP, right? I really wasn't thinking deeply, about what the implications would be. So anyway, long story short, created the group, shared the group with like one person. I didn't pay for marketing. I didn't pay to promote the group. It was just word of mouth. One person turned to 10 to 20 to 50 to 100. And the group, rose to like 300,000 people in like 5 days or 4 days. I was like, holy crap. Like, I don't even know what to do. So, long story short, like it was kind of like weird for me, like really, really weird. But long story short, we did actually affect the price of XRP, which is pretty cool. We did, because if you go on the chart back last year in 2021, if you go on the chart, I wish I had a chart pulled up. But if you go on the chart, you'll see that XRP before then, when the Ripple lawsuit just dropped back in December of 2020, the price dropped to around 20 cents, 22 cents. It was 22, 23 cents.
Yeah.
But then the pump group happened around the last week of January, which was the 26th, right? And I started the group on the 25th, and people started flooding in on the 26th. During that time, from the 26th to the 27th, 28th, 29th, the price of XRP rose from 25 cents on the 26th all the way up to 73 cents, right? Now, the problem is this, right? I gave a day and a time as well. So I didn't understand that smart traders would be selling at the time that I said we would be pumping, right?
Yeah.
So at that time, if people bought, then yes, they did lose money, right? And it was sort of like a coordinated buy event, right? But like, I didn't really think deeply into what the implications would be. Yes, people lost money and stuff like that. But what's interesting about that whole fiasco is that the price dropped from 73 cents to 35 cents and went up from there. We never went back to 23 cents after that event.
Interesting. Well, I mean, it grew so fast too. I think that was like the big thing. And that's what John Doe was saying. He was saying that he respects you. You meant it as a congratulations on how viral it was, the movement, and supported it was right given the news. So yeah, I mean, it's amazing how those things can take off. And sometimes they're like
Weird.
You don't even expect it, and you're probably sitting there like, man, I started this whole thing. Now what do I do? What happens next? I mean,
Weird, man.
right? It's
Weird.
like, what the hell do you do? How do you deal with it? It's always some kind of a some sort of a weirdness. There's a lot of weirdness going on there. But so one of the cool things that you do talk about is some interesting projects that come along. That there's one right now. We had chatted about one in the show. Do you want to throw that one up there and talk a little bit about this one?
Let's bring
Share
this
your
up.
screen. Throw it up there.
Go.
There it is. Matrix. So tell us a little bit about this here. What are we looking at?
All right, so we're looking at Matrix World, and let me go into this. So
Staples Center. That's old, man.
Yeah,
That's
I know. Well, yeah. So
Crypto.com,
I know. Yeah, it's crypto.com. So Matrix World is a metaverse, and it's a new project. So they haven't even released like their actual metaverse yet. But this is just videos of the gameplay. So they're obviously, far ahead in like the development, aspect of it. But they're being built on. So they built two metaverses, right? They built one that uses Ethereum in the blockchain and one that uses the Flow blockchain. So they sort of have like two sides. So let me just go on this map over here. If you go on this map over here, it's like a bunch of just like different colors and stuff like that. All of these are land plots. So like each color represents, a size of a piece of land.
Oh, they're
so, like,
pricey.
I'm sorry?
They're pricey. I'm looking at the yellow ones. Those are 7.2 ETH.
Yeah. Like it's pretty pricey. So, but the thing is that with these projects, you have to get in early. So, like, long story short, with the metaverse, like how this project was set up is that they had land sales. They had land sales as like probably as a way to like raise money, but I got in early on the land sale, right? So I have like 4 plots of land in this metaverse, and I chose the Flow side because Flow is like XRP Ledger. It's really cheap, really fast to transact on in comparison to ETH. But I think that maybe they chose ETH because there's already a lot of money in ETH. So people who already have their money tied up in ETH, it was easier for them to buy land. So that's why, like, I like the idea that they have like two sides. So you probably get, two different types of experiences depending on which side that you are on. But I think that a lot of people are overlooking the metaverse, and I think that the metaverse is a great thing for everyone to get into, even to own digital land on, because what you could do with this digital land is that you could rent it out. You could rent it out and gain a passive income from it. Like,
can you open a Blockbuster store? Do some video rentals?
Oh yeah, if you want to.
The metaverse. Can you imagine that?
If you think that's gonna be profitable, then yeah.
I think it will be. I think no one's thought of it yet. So
there's a good reason for that, Jeff. It's probably the dumbest idea ever.
You bring the VHS back to, or the DVDs back to.
So how do you so basically, so this is pre-launch, right? None of this is hasn't launched yet.
So they had their land sales. So all these lands are bought up except the big green plots. So like the big green plots, they're going to be bought up by like big companies. So whatever companies that want to buy land here. So whether it's like a Nike or Republic or Adidas, whatever, they're going to buy these big green plots. But everything else is bought up. But the key with this kind of stuff is that you want a plot of land next to these green spots, because that's where most of the foot traffic is going to be. So however, like, for example, let's say you need a virtual headset to get into this metaverse, to actually experience this metaverse, right? A lot of people are going to be congregating around these green squares because that's just where most of the great experience is going to be, because these are going to be companies that have the money to create huge experiences. So you saw Staples Center in the beginning. Well, that's probably going to take up one of these green plots. And what you'll be able to do is that you'll be able to watch basketball games virtually with your friends in the metaverse, in the Staples Center, so it's an entire different world that we're heading into. It's a pretty cool world that we're heading into. But as far as building, oh, sorry, go
But
ahead.
it's interesting because so many are talking about this idea of the metaverse, and I look at it, it's some sort of like Second Life, game. Back in the day, they had Second Life, and then people spend their existence. But how many people is it, really going to attract? That's what I still don't. I see, this idea of the quote unquote metaverse, kind of open source gaming, but these types of, I'm still kind of and I think there's others that are not really getting the full gist of what these open platforms, what it really kind of represents. So people are buying plots of land, but again, it seems more like it's like a Second Life type of game versus I want to go and actually play Call of Duty or something like that. You're not going to access those types of games. This isn't like Grand Theft Auto, which are,
Mhm.
large open worlds that you can also play, and your friends can gather in the game and you kind of play those types of games, or people are playing Fortnite, but do you think that, this is more like a Second Life? Does it have a, it's going to attract a certain, type of person, and then maybe, a game like Fortnite is going to shift a little bit, or there's going to be something like a Fortnite where when you're gathered in the lobby, you're going to run around to different stores to buy your NFT avatar, clothing or guns,
Mhm.
and interact with people that own stores. Do you see it kind of shifting in that direction? Because that's kind of how I see it. But these types of like open worlds, it seems like it's going to attract, the type of people that liked, like the Second Life, kind of a like escapism, where they're trying to leave their real life.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So
what
I
are your
think
thoughts?
that, yeah, that's a good point. I think that it's exactly that. I think that it's a Second Life. I was talking to the CEO of High Street, which is another metaverse, and I actually have a podcast with him. Actually, it's on my channel. But I asked him, like, what's the point? I asked him that same question, Jeff, that you're asking, like, what's the point of all this, right? And he was saying that the point of the metaverse is progression, right, in the metaverse, and that's it. So whatever progression means to you. So yeah, like just how we progress in life, we get better each and every day, whether it's I don't know, like reading a book every single day or every month or every year, or working out or making more money. There are different ways that we make progress in this life, and that's the same idea with the metaverse. It's not going to be like a Call of Duty situation, right? Where, or a PUBG or whatever. It's just about progression and experiencing different things. And I think that with this whole health crisis that we're going through with the pandemic, it's going to attract more and more people. Now, will everyone be in the metaverse? I think that that's something that a lot of people are too afraid about. Really, like all of us are going to be plugged into the metaverse and we'll never be able to go outside. I think that right now it may seem like it's a reality, but in reality, I think that we will still have the option of like going outside and experiencing real life. Right, like for those who want to experience real life, you could still experience real life. Like no one's going to lock you up in your house, and tell you that you have to be in the metaverse. I think that that's just ridiculous, but
Yeah.
I think that this will always be an option for people.
And it's interesting too, because ever since we had the Upland guys on, I've kind of dabbled for the past year and a half, 2 years, whatever it is, since we set up Upland, and I kind of dabble every so often. I get on there, and it's developing, like they're moving from city to city, but all it is buying up plots of land, similar to this idea, except they're buying across the United States, and they start in San Francisco, then Chicago, then the Bronx, and now they're like in New Orleans, and hopefully eventually they get down to like Florida or something. But all it is just buying plots of land. Now they're starting to put real estate, and that's kind of it. But it's interesting to me because I looked back and I was looking at some of the valuations of what people are selling properties for in San Francisco, and I don't know what I paid for it at that time, but now they're selling for like 1 to 2 million UPX, and 1 to 2 million UPX, a million is like $1,000. So I'm looking at that, I'm like, that's crazy, for a plot of land. And now they're moving the purchase of the plots of land onto the web, so you can buy them offline, and you have to pay US dollars or whatever currency or crypto or whatever you want. And then someone just offered me 150 UPX or 150,000, which is like $150, and I turned it down. I'm like, I'm just accumulating to see where this goes, but I don't know. I invested maybe $50 to $100 in it a while ago, and then just kind of buying and, selling a little bit and kind of gaining, but I don't get it. I was talking to Chip about it the other day, same thing. And he's just like, well, it is like a big game board, and I'm looking at all these maps. They don't have, I don't know what their end goal is, but I'm looking at these economies that are starting to develop here. And there's all these different metaverses and all these different land plots that people are buying up and investing in. I don't know. I mean, they're all big games. I get that part of it. It's like a big game of Monopoly. And
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it. I'm so intrigued into this idea of what's happening in the metaverse, just from a monetary perspective. It's amazing.
So I think that with this specific, okay, so let me talk about I don't know about Uplands. Actually, I think I've heard of it, but I don't know too much about it. But I think that their end goal is for people to create experiences in the metaverse, experiences that you and I would pay for. So for example, if Staples Center said that, hey, we are selling virtual tickets to a championship basketball game, right? And all you need is a headset and to pay money, right? A lot of people would want to have that experience because maybe people are not going to be in LA. Well, now it's not the Staples Center anymore. Now it's Crypto.com Arena, right? But not many people could fly over to LA, but they still want to watch the basketball game, right? So they would plug themselves into that experience and pay a fee for that. But me personally, I look at it from an investor standpoint, right? I have no intentions of actually playing around in the metaverse, right? But I think that this will always be an option for people who don't want to go out or people who want to experience new experiences in other parts of the world without actually having to physically be there. Now, this is going to be the difference between the wealthy and the people that are not wealthy. And maybe I could touch on this a little bit because I think that the people who are going to be making the most money are the people that are going to be creating experiences, not just buying the land just for the sake of it, but actually creating real experiences on the land that they buy. So, for example, one of my plots of land is right next to, and actually I could change this, my land right here. One of my plots of land is right over here. So what I'm thinking is that I'll sell digital advertisement space. That's an idea. I could set up a 3D rendering of a billboard, and in a smart contract, sell advertisement space. That's just one example of an idea. Another example, I could create a 3D building, and I could sell access to that building. So whoever wants to rent it out for whatever, maybe it's a concert venue, and there's an artist or a DJ that wants to put on a virtual event for people in the metaverse, I could sell access to my building to whatever artist or DJ wants to rent it out for the moment in a smart contract. And all this is automatic. So it's all about creating experiences for people. That's how I view the metaverse.
And that's right next to one of those. Yeah. That's one of those green plots right there. So I'm thinking, let's suppose Nike moves in there. I think that'd be a great spot to sell those knockoffs, like half price. You could go to the Nike store, or you can go to Bully Shop and get them for half price. It's it'd be well, and be funny. And the swoosh is upside down. It's not really the same, but it's kind of cool anyway. You
buy some cool swoosh. They got the swoosh.
Imagine, that would be really funny. like knockoffs in the metaverse?
No, I think the metaverse is good. Especially I think that the tokens and the gameplay, and I think the play to earn games are going to be something to really watch. I'm pretty excited about Equilibrium games. Can I go ahead and change the view here? I'm going to throw this up there. Let me throw this up there.
Yeah, the gaming is to me, this is like the next generation right here. This is exciting.
In Equilibrium Games, they put this tweet thread out there. We're excited to build the new year and what it will bring us. August 2021, we announced the builder games in the XRP ledger. We've been growing in all sectors rapidly. And since then, I'm proud to say thanks to everyone. We are the top gaming project in the XRPL, which is actually phenomenal. And if you look at some of these screenshots, the game looks pretty solid,
Yeah.
They're offering a center for all games, blockchain integration for the gaming spirit. Their first partner is Hodlman by Double Infinity. Looking forward to the new partnership. There's Hodlman right there. But let's just look at the way these environments look. Phenomenal looking game for 2022 with the release of XLS20D, which will introduce NFTs to the ledger. Now, this is something obviously that has to be voted on. I think David Schwartz talked about it, that the proposal is going to be out there for the for the votes and need an 80% consensus on the validator nodes, on the XRP ledger. And then once that happens, I can see 2022 bringing the mark of the year, which will have our first games ready for alpha and beta testing. But you look at this, and this is like, if it looks anything like this is remarkable.
If those are screenshots from the game, it's pretty impressive.
It's impressive looking. It's almost like this. In the next year, they're going to update regularly. Sneak peek on the 3rd of January interview with the talented Chris, whatever. And somebody on one of these threads had said, well, why do you keep showing these static images? And they were saying, because we want people to know that we're building. We're showing you stuff as we're going. We're not like one day, someday. We're actually building. We're showing the progress that's being made, which I thought was pretty cool for them to be sharing that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's exciting about a game like that. And then some of these others, that I've been trying to explore some of the ERC20 games, and it's almost impossible. We've talked about this a little bit last week because of the gas fees. It's a nightmare unless you're moving $10,000. Trying to move a couple $100. The gas fees are equal to, or if not greater than, it's insane. So it's almost impossible. But there was one game in particular I was trying to get my son on, which was Rev, and it was a racing game, and then you compete, and they have placement prizes, cash prizes and stuff, which is awesome. But then like this Equilibrium, I love this entire idea, and so many people are getting into it and talking about this. If you were into gaming at some point or into gaming and you realize how much time and effort you put into every single game, even if some of them are, you're playing, P2P, and you're competing against people. It's amazing. Your multiplayer, you're still putting the effort in, and you're still trying to outfit whatever your character might be. I look at my son playing Rocket League, since he was like, 5 years old, he started playing Rocket League with me, and now he's crazy. It's just amazing. He's still playing it, like 7 years later. Right. And we moved him from the PlayStation over to the PC, and he said, I need to be able to log into my PlayStation account because everything that we've acquired along the way, we've spent a significant amount of money in acquisition of all these different components, plus, he, won or whatever. But now all of a sudden you go to the PC platform and he lost it all, and I'm like, imagine these are NFTs, or, you can now migrate all of that stuff over, or, in Fortnite, you start playing and then you stop playing, and I think about how much money he spent in Fortnite, and
I know
game after, and I want him to take it with him. It's like, can't you sell all that stuff we invested?
Right.
Well, that's a good thing about, so in the future, I think that these developers, they foresee these problems. I think that what we're going to have are metaverses that are compatible with each other, right? Metaverses that are compatible with each other. You could hop from one to another. and no matter what device you're using, you could, access, whatever game that you're playing. I think that gaming is going to be huge. Yeah, Equilibrium Games is a huge project. I think that could be really good, especially on the XRP ledger. I mean, you always want to have a blockchain that's fast. But as far Ethereum, Ethereum has its problems, but I think that Polygon is going to help it a lot. So I think that if Ethereum could be here to stay if Polygon really helps it a lot, because with Polygon, I mean, you're paying virtually no fees, right? So like if they could really keep that up, like for example, Unstoppable Domains, I wasn't able to claim my domains because of the Ethereum fees. I didn't want to pay them, but now that they've partnered with Polygon, I don't pay any fees for claiming, sort of like the XRP ledger. So it's pretty cool.
And if you're like me, you can't claim your name because they claim somebody already claimed it, but it's not in use.
Well, that's bad.
I reached out to them directly, and I've written them off permanently off any list that it would want to appear on. And just the same way you have people who in the domain space used to just sit there and just grab a bunch of stuff and do nothing with it. They claim somebody already had it. And I was like early days. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Veritas saying ETH equals Pong.
It's pretty much like it, but pretty much, and it's like, so that's another reason I love these guys, because look, it says some Q&A. Will the coming bear market affect the game development and Equilibrium? No. Does the EQ price movement, that's the token, affect their development? No. What affects the development? To have enough beer in the fridge. Okay, that's right there, solid. And Equilibrium Games' first development game building on the XRPL. So of course they are, but sometimes you have to have a little bit of a sense of humor. I always respect people that actually run the socials. Sometimes several people run it. Like Jeff and I will put ultimate times post stuff, but you gotta have a little bit of a sense of humor in this day and age. Just goof around a little bit, not be so serious. Be friendly. That's another thing. I see some of these accounts getting taking themselves a little too seriously, which can sometimes be an issue where they just get a little too crazy. But
we take ourselves very serious.
Oh, too serious? It's just not at all. Not even close. Not even close, Jeff.
But yeah, Equilibrium. I think the reason why they said that the bear market wouldn't affect Equilibrium is because it really won't. Because we have to rethink these bear market, bull market cycles. Because this is not like 2016, 2017, 2018. This is a completely different space. So I don't think that we're gonna have traditional bear markets and bull markets anymore, right? Especially after regulation comes. I think that like after regulation and after everything takes off and all systems are go, I think that, it'll just depend on the project, like what the project is doing and what the progress that they're making on that will really affect the price of some of these tokens, so we won't have a bull market or bear market. Like the bull market and bear market will be specific to each and every different token that is attached to these projects. So you really won't be able to predict like cycles or anything like that.
Yeah. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be interesting. So, what do you think? What do you think the future holds for XRP this year? Right. So, we talked about building wealth in 2022. What are your thoughts about where XRP? What kind of a year is it going to have? Obviously, we probably see the lawsuit coming to some kind of finality. What's your thoughts on XRP this year?
Yeah, I think that a lot of it is going to hang on this lawsuit. So I think Brad Garlinghouse came, out and said that, he would like a resolution by this month. I think he said, don't quote me on that, but I think I heard that. And Jeremy Hogan thinks by April. So I think between now and April, we may see a resolution to this entire thing. But a lot of people, they're afraid of XRP, missing the bull run and stuff like that. I think, we have to understand that utility is more important than these bull market, bear market cycles, because with utility, when banks start using XRP for their intended use, all that bear market, bull market cycle stuff goes out the window, because you don't know how much money they're going to pump into XRP, into the RippleNet system, right? And actually, if you look at the there was a graph I have. it's a graph that was released by, I think it was Swift. It was Swift or some other organization where 2022 Q1 is actually the start of the transition to the ISO 20022 system. I forgot. Oh man, I wish I could.
I wish I could have all those things that I do too. Here's, it's sometimes you can't remember where all this stuff is, especially when you consume a lot of data. You have it, throw it up there.
Wait,
come on, bully, toss it up there.
Wait, hold on. Let me. No, this is not.
Man.
Oh, wait, hold on. Yes. This is it. Let me share it.
Take it while you're. Go ahead and get that ready for the share. Then I want to transition to something else over here while we're doing this.
Share screen.
And by the way, thank you for that. Smash the like button while you guys are at it. Subscribe if it's your first time. If you haven't been over here again, subscribe. Hit that sub button.
Wait, hold on. Is that a clear picture? That's not even a clear. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, it's not even clear. Let me. This is it right here.
All right.
Which picture are we looking at? See,
Chip's
got a lot of pictures.
Wait.
I got some stuff ready to go. Yeah.
One moment.
While you're looking for that, let me go ahead and do this. I want to pull this up right here. So this right here, you guys don't know who Brian Monarch is. Brian Monarch, he's a stand-up comedian. He's on Hulu. He's also on Comedy Central, Fox. He does stand-up. You guys ever seen his show? He's a funny guy from LA. And I thought what this was pretty interesting here is he also does these deep fakes. Which that you'll see exactly why I'm saying I don't want to Joe Rogan. But anyway, he does some fun stuff. Cruise on Rudd, deep fakes. So he does a Tom Cruise thing type thing. Michael Bublé is Elvis. These the Rock. So anyway, this is the one he did right here. He put this tweet out here. And he said, "Holy crap, XRP Army! I dug up a video, discovered the true identity of the bearable bull. The bearable bull.
Oh my god!
So this is the true identity right here. Here it is.
Here we go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the bearable bull here, and I got this aggressively average short for you today. As guys, XRP is finally waking up. This is still a bull market." Altcoin season will happen. You have not missed it yet, and this is the main event. This bull run is not over until certain cryptos hit certain price targets, XRP being one of them. And a minimum $10 price is in store for us, in my personal opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the bearable bull here.
Oh my god.
Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
You just gotta love that, man.
Oh
That's it.
That is too funny. That's too funny.
That's some good stuff. So yeah, he put that out. I thought that was funny. So I had a tweet about that. But yeah, Brian Monarch, funny guy. And yeah, that made the rounds. I think I got a lot of retweets on this puppy. Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah, I never.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, but he does. See, I check out some of his other videos too. They're pretty good, pretty strong. And
Brian Martin, okay, I'll check him out.
Here's some more positivity about the market. Kenny Nguyen says, "I just want to say a New Year 2022. Good morning, afternoon, evening, and night to good night to all future XRP millionaires in 2022. Ripple lawsuit will end. Be party time." For all XRP hodlers, just a little bit of patience will come up with some heavy rewards.
Yeah.
So either that or you'll be like that dude with the metaverse thing on, sitting over in the corner with the controller.
Oh yeah, that meme. That meme, like he has nothing in his house.
Not that it's just like sitting on the ground. It's like, it's like I like what they tell you about you'll have nothing and you'll be happy. I'm like, well, okay, maybe. I mean, bring it on, bring it on.
Well, you know, that's kind of interesting. Okay, so sorry, I want to I'm sharing my screen, the ISO 2002. If you guys are interested in that one,
yeah, throw it up there.
We gotta throw it up there. There we go.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So just one point to touch on. So
can you zoom in a little bit?
Oh yes. Let me. Wait. Can I? Wait. I don't think I could zoom in. Hold on. Wait, let me.
Is it a
Oh
web
wait.
page? There you
Yes, yes. That's it. All right. Is that better?
go. Yeah, it's a little better.
That's a little better. Let's go full screen. Whoops. Hit the wrong full screen.
Hold
Let's go full screen. That didn't
Full
really make a difference.
on. Full screen.
I'm doing it on my side.
Yeah, on our side, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whoops. There we go.
All right, is that better?
Yeah, go ahead.
A
All right, cool.
or B?
Oh,
Better.
good. Perfect. Perfect.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So this is so we're actually in the 4 years of coexistent phase. So they were supposed to go live 2021. Probably went live silently, but there's going to be 4 years of coexistence with the Swift system. So we're in that phase right now. Actually, 2022 is when it begins. So the ISO 20022 system is basically a blockchain system because Ripple is a founding member of ISO 20022. The ISO 20022, they just set the standards for how banks could interact with each other in a digital way. So Ripple is a founding member of that system. So I imagine that they're going to be using blockchain at the end of all of this. And if you go on the Swift website, I'll pull it up right here. It says easing ISO 20022 adoption with new inflow translation service. So Swift has their own digital translation service, and I think that was released last year, and everyone was sort of worried that Swift would be back in the game, and Ripple wouldn't be involved in cross-border payments in any way, but they're just playing their role, and their role is just to ease us into the ISO 20022 system, because we can't just flip the switch and everyone goes blockchain. There has to be like a process that goes on that these guys probably know more about. But yeah, that's the role of Swift.
All good stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, so as we're kind of navigating through these interesting things with the metaverse and with what Equilibrium's doing and XRP and all that stuff, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this here? This is back in 2015. This company filed for bankruptcy, so it's been out of sorts for a couple of years. But RadioShack is getting ready to make a comeback. So we've got
What the hell?
Retail E-commerce Ventures Rev acquired the company in November. So this is interesting. So Ty Lopez, if you guys know who Ty Lopez is.
Ty Lopez is on every channel of crypto. He's on 50 things about his house and his car and his boat and his
Exactly. Yeah. So he's all over the place. So Alex Mayer founded Atlas Universal. So anyhow, so they get this RadioShack, and they want to bring 100 years of name recognition, RadioShack, and create a cutting-edge e-commerce company that will amplify the awareness of the iconic brand. But more than that, I mean, their whole objective here is to revamp RadioShack as a decentralized finance area to lead the way for blockchain tech to reach mainstream adoption. Now I'm looking at this. First, I said, hey, they want to rebrand RadioShack, find a way to bring it back as maybe somehow building in the space or doing something. But as a DeFi for finance, then I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, I don't know. What do you guys think? RadioShack coming back as a decentralized financial hub. Is that something that's needed? Chip, what are your thoughts?
I don't know if it's needed, but I mean, I think it's always interesting to try to bring something back and reinvent it. Whether it be successful or not, who knows? I mean, the funny thing is, maybe 20 years from now, people won't know what RadioShack was. I mean, I always applaud somebody that can take an iconic brand that's no longer and bring it back. That whole word of having radio in it sounds like, oh, wait a minute, RadioShack, where you'd always go buy cables there, you buy whatever. I don't even know. They had transistors. I don't even know what they had there. That's what it started out as. But I don't know. It's like, hey, we have to wait and see and what could potentially happen. But I give everybody a good shot to make it happen. I thought it was it's an interesting story. What do you think, Bully? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm with you. Like the whole radio kind of gives me like I don't know. Maybe they'll have to
An old
rebrand.
vibe. It's an old
Yeah, like
vibe.
an old vibe. Yeah, maybe they'll have to rebrand into something else. But I think that a DeFi option. They're gonna have to bring in people who know what they're doing. Into the space.
And then do you
So-
really need the RadioShack name at that point? You have all these DeFi companies popping up all over the place, and that, a little, does RadioShack have that sexy kind of name recognition that people are going to say, yeah, I connect with RadioShack, so now I trust DeFi. I used to, like Chip saying, I used to buy, my cable connectors for my TV. So now I'm going to use them for my investment platform. It really makes a lot of sense. I'm kind of like, saying, Sophie, this would make more sense to me, is that RadioShack reinvents itself into the metaverse and becomes like an epicenter, throughout all the different metaverse platforms for something to help
There you
people that are building in the metaverse, and then
Yeah.
now all of a sudden it's something. Now you go and you're walking down the metaverse and you're like, holy crap, RadioShack,
Right.
let me go check it out. And you go into RadioShack and they have stuff for sale that can help you as you're building in the metaverse and reinvent based on what it was good at in the meta. To me, that would be the way I would do it. But going to DeFi doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, I think that would be definitely better. I'm reading the comments. One guy says Blockbuster will become Blockchain Buster.
There it is.
I think
they're trying to bring that back too.
Right. Yeah, Blockbuster. I think that Blockbuster has a better chance at being like a blockchain company because you have the block in front of it, right? Like
exactly. It already has the block. Makes sense.
But RadioShack. Oh yeah, where's the you pull.
See, here you go. 3D design and thinking. Already thinking. See, that RadioShack should make add-ons to better your life and experience in the metaverse.
Right.
Now that would be.
We've already got great ideas going on here. That's already sound better to me. To make it interesting, right?
Desert Fox wants a new Tandy computer.
How about the Tesla Shack?
The Tesla Shack. That's funny. Actually, what's funny? Tesla actually bought. I think they bought a couple plots of land in the Sandbox metaverse.
The Moon Shack. Yeah, I know that a lot of people are. Yeah, the Sandbox one looks like that's super hyped right now. Let's just see. I know.
Actually, the Moon Shack is where you go and hang out. All the XRP investors go and hang out and commiserate in the Moon Shack.
It's like Love Shack. Moon Shack is a little place where we can get together.
Right,
Moon Shack, baby. Yeah, Moon Shack, baby. Holy
the XRP. Where do you guys think that XRP will be by May? What do you?
Hard to say. I think this lawsuit could go the distance. A lot of people talk about settlement. The SEC has no reason to settle. Why would they settle unless, even if they feel like they're going to lose? First of all, they're going on a really bad path as it is. To allege that every XRP sold in the secondary market was a security. It's going to be a tough sell no matter what. And I know the people that want a settlement, but if you get a settlement, Garlinghouse already said he won't. He's not going to be one of these guys. He's not going to. Why would they accept a settlement unless they got some clearance for XRP? Like, hey, you know what? We're just alleging that XRP sold between 2013 and 2015. We're not saying today's XRP. Now they could have said that when the lawsuit first hit. This is where I find it to be completely bizarro world, but I think it's going to probably end up going the distance. And if it does, it'll conclude this year. When? It's hard to say. There's a lot of stuff. Nobody thought that the SEC was going to be granted more time for discovery, on top of more time discovery, on top of
right.
We should hear about the deliberative process thing potentially this week. So, and also, I think a lot of it rests on the fair notice. Now we got 9 years. If we count 2022, 9 years go by. Nobody said like, "Hey, this is secured." So,
Chip, Yeah, I think you're on the right track with that. That it's going the distance, and really, I don't care how long it takes to go the distance, because I know at the end of the distance, when the case comes to its finality, we're getting a steak dinner at Burns Steakhouse.
Damn right we are, Mr. B.
So
and Alex.
I don't know where that is. I don't know where that is, but I'll be there too.
Coining 203. That's where it is. And Mr. B up in Orlando. We got a little friendly wager going with those two guys.
So Apex, to your comments that was saying 56 cents.
56
Jay is saying 325.
I think it has a very good potential to blow past the all-time high. If there's settlement and clarity for XRP, it's going to go up so fast you won't be able to stop it. And really it's out of a lot of the cryptos this last bull run saw all-time highs. You know, it didn't see an all-time high, XRP. So it's being artificially suppressed. So to imagine it could blow up past $4, $5, $6, very conceivable. But again, there's some conditions have to happen. But if it's the only digital asset in the space that has clarity, then you're going to have this massive pylon and it's going to shoot right up. So we'll have to see. It's going to be exciting. I mean, last year we were like, we're barely a month into it, but now we've got a year under our belt. There's a lot of stuff that's come up with the XRP community. You know, digital asset investors been unearthing stuff. John Deaton's been looking at stuff. Crypto Eddie, Tag, a lot of these sleuths out there up on crypto Twitter exposing stuff, and it's starting to look. That's not a good look from everything I'm seeing. I'm sure, Bully, you've been seeing all these videos too. Yeah.
I think that, with XRP, a lot of people think that XRP can't reach, it's impossible for XRP to reach $1,000, $2,000, $3,000.
Wait, who thinks that's impossible?
Well, there are a lot of people that, comment on my posts, because I make posts, hey, what do you think of $1,000 XRP, right? Like, and, a lot of people will say it's impossible. I think that sort of like that's like the mentality that they want you to have, right? Because they want you to think that it's unattainable for it, so that you sell, right? But I think that with utility, if banks are pumping in billions and trillions of dollars onto the XRP ledger, I mean, David Schwartz said it himself. These are not my words. David Schwartz said himself that we need a high price XRP.
Right. It wasn't designed to be 56 cents
It wasn't. It wasn't. So we need a high price XRP so that it doesn't take 1 million XRP to move $1 million, right? That would move the market way too much, Now, if we have a $10,000 XRP, to move $100 million, you just may need whatever 1,000. I'm not good at mental math, but 1,000 XRP, stuff like that.
Well, it's awesome because you'll be thinking, well, years ago we were tipping like 5 XRP when it was like nothing, right? It'd be incredible. Look at this. I saw this tweet and I loved it. It said XRP will have a Solana moment. Remember this tweet. I actually believe that's very, very, very possible that it will have a Solana moment where it'll be a couple dollars and then it'll be over 100.
Of course. I mean, it may have a Bitcoin moment because at one point Bitcoin was trading at like a couple dollars. If you got in early back in 2013, you were buying Bitcoin for a couple dollars.
If you got in even earlier, you were in the you're down in the cents category. You were paying 10,000 Bitcoin for a pizza. That's what was happening.
Right.
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah. I'm looking at some more of these comments here. Tony Bags is funny. He said, they're trying to bring back Blockbuster. Tony Bags wants to bring back Mervin's. Said you heard it here first. But I'm thinking if you want to bring back Mervin's and Blockbuster and RadioShack, then you got to bring back Borders Books, right? Because Borders is gone.
Oh,
how cool would that be? Imagine you have a Border. Yeah,
I forgot about Border.
You can have a Borders bookstore, and someone else commented, we need Tower Records. Right, Tower Records was kind of cool back in the day.
If you're a fan of Southern Florida and you've been around a long time, like I have, then you'll want you'll want a Peaches. There was a Peaches like used to dominate down here in South Florida. It was like the record store. It was like a Tower Records, but there was something weird when you went in there. There was some kind of weird scent they were pumping. It didn't smell like peaches, but it was just a very you felt like buying everything in the store. I think it was like one of those things with the first store to realize that you could influence people by smells. You do an open house in real estate. If you have some fresh cookies baking, all of a sudden it's just put you in that really good mood.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Man,
Circuit City.
and Toys R Us. Remember, as a kid, you go into Toys R Us. I always had.
Well, they're
like,
bringing that back.
Oh yeah, it's going to come back.
Toys
on
R
the
Us is
Metaverse.
coming back, so that's.
Yeah, Toys
On the
R Us is
Metaverse.
coming,
By the way, somebody did those funny.
Sears.
Some of the best videos that I saw as Jeffrey the Giraffe being out of work. Oh gosh, I must have watched one of those videos maybe 7 times and laughed harder every time. I had to stop watching them. It's just too funny. Jeffrey the Giraffe. Yeah, he was.
Jeffrey the Giraffe was awesome.
Wait, who's Jeffrey the Giraffe?
That was the Jeffrey the Giraffe was the like the little moniker. The what do you call him?
Oh, the Toys R Us one.
Yeah, Toys R Us.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, I didn't know his name
Man.
was Jeffrey.
I always had good memories of Toys R Us. I always had a certain smell. You'd walk in, all the plastics from the toys or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
Toys
always
R
so
Us. It was always a great store. Maybe some things were a little bit overpriced, but yeah.
Oh man, I could lose a lot of
But
time.
here's a
in there.
point here. Sophie is saying, you'll be selling toys in the virtual world. Kids don't want to get hurt anymore. They're too
That's
soft.
funny.
But kids don't even really, I look at the toys they play with, and I swear, I'm thinking back, 10 years old, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, kind of that period of time. There are always things that you wanted to get, right?
Mhm.
And then I talked to my son, and I'm like, I'm looking here, and I said, what do you want? And nothing. It's like, doesn't want anything specific, so it's
Right.
always a struggle. And then you get to the games, and you want something online, it's always like an
Right.
online. But I'm like, what about other stuff? Like, don't you want a specific
There is no
truck?
other stuff, Jeff.
There's nothing anymore. All that
Yeah,
other
no,
stuff is just
the
gone now.
toys, the toys, the action figures, all that is gone. I think a lot of kids, like especially like younger kids. I have a younger cousin. She loves Coco Melon. I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
you guys have heard of that.
Yeah, we had
Coco
our friends were here with their with their son. We had it on all
Kids
weekend.
go crazy over Coco. They go crazy. And actually, it was actually this random guy that created the show, and it was bought out by like a bigger company on YouTube. And this is the world we're headed into, man. Coco Melon is probably going to be in the metaverse too.
Yeah.
How about a defunct metaverse? We call it the defunct verse that has all of the weird brands that are expired, so people can go in there and just like have some of their childhood
we
back
go.
or whatever.
Right.
Dude, that would be awesome. The metaverse will be an old mall.
Look at
Actually,
Notorious
it's
strolling in here. Notorious strolling in with the
Notorious.
super sticker. Thank you for that, man.
Let me share my screen because speaking about old toys, I actually have a project. This one right here.
All right. Hey, while you're pulling that up, when we come back from that, I'm going to share yours. Let's come back and talk a little bit about XinFin and XDC, because that seems like they've been making some interesting development over there.
Oh,
Let
guys,
me,
we got 3 minutes left, so let's
Oh, wow. Seriously?
Oh wow, that's
let's
crazy.
choose
Man,
here.
oh, man.
Let's choose.
All right.
Yeah,
let's-
sure.
Let me pull up what do you have? Something good?
No,
Not cool.
it's cool. Yeah, it's just another metaverse. It's just another
Okay.
metaverse.
So what are your thoughts about XinFin and XDC?
My thoughts on. XDC is ISO 20022 compliant. I love
Yeah.
it.
And they're expanding. I was really surprised to see. I don't know if you had that, Jeff, but surprised to see how they're expanding. And
Yeah.
they set it up for trade finance. That was original intent, right?
Mhm.
But it's sort of morphed into some other stuff, which is kind of cool.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's up with
And
the.
it's growing. We'll have to bring that one up.
I'll throw it up there,
XTC is
Jeff.
going to be huge. XTC is going to be huge.
So someone put this, a new Ethereum
amazing.
killer. I mean, I don't know. It's not, I don't think anything kills Ethereum. I think Ethereum is going to be, it's not going anywhere. But if you look at some of the stuff here, let me see if I can find it. Storex, which is distributed cloud storage powered by XDC, empowers users to store data securely, safely on the cloud. Also partner with TradeDeck to provide tokenized traded finance product to investors. Nexus plugin, decentralized Oracle platform, cost-effective solutions for smart contracts built within the XDC system. Another's Ledger Mail, the world's first decentralized email service, has the power of blockchain and XD POS consensus. Wads Pay, which is another big one. They got the Wads Pay, the token there, partnered with XinFin. There's a lot of stuff. Globians, First Peg stablecoins to on the XDC network. So there's a lot of stuff growing out of this thing. So it's interesting to see what might actually come. But man, that was a lot of fun just shooting the proverbial shite, as they say. Right, Bully? As they say. Seriously, guys?
Rob McDermott has said, seriously, guys?
Of course, seriously, man.
Of course.
Of course, seriously. Seriously, Rob McDermott? Come on, man. That's it. I mean, that's, by the way, guys,
taking this guy out.
I want to let everybody know too that go check in the comments, follow Bully on Twitter, also subscribe to his Crypto Wealth Builders channel. We briefly spoke about, covers a lot of interesting projects there, especially metaverse stuff. Also, he's got a newsletter you guys should subscribe to, the Crypto Wealth Builders newsletter, and then he's also got an Insta channel, so go follow him over there on Instagram.
Awesome, thanks so
That's
much
it, man.
for that. Yeah, thanks so much. I mean, this is gonna be really interesting. The next couple months are gonna be really interesting for crypto.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, man, it's outstanding. Lot of amazing things are about to take off here. But Bully, it was great having you here with us tonight. It's always, I love it. Over the time that we've been streaming, we've met so many amazing people.
Awesome, man.
And every time we have somebody come on the chain, we learn something new. Today, we got to talk more about the metaverse. There's so much more to learn about the metaverse. We're just kind of scratching the surface on that. But yeah, really appreciate it. Would love to have you come back on again. And as always with everybody else that's out there following on the chain that come in here, we have by far the best and the brightest in the YouTube space gathering here 6 days a week right here with us on the chain. Appreciate all of you guys that are here to support us, and also make sure you go over to onthechain.io. You can register for our email over there, and after every show we do send out an email with a breakdown of all the different topics that we plan on covering,
and the ones we didn't cover.
And all the topics we didn't cover, which you'll see are, can be many, but appreciate that. And that's all I've got for tonight.
That's all I got. Bully, closing last words.
No, I mean, closing last words. Let's not be. It doesn't pay to be tribalistic in the space anymore.
Absolutely.
Right? It pays to, be open-minded, and you guys are doing a great job at that. Yeah, embrace
it, man. The rising tide floats all boats, baby.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, really good, guys. We will see you tomorrow, Tuesday night. We'll be back here. Jeff and I will be back here. Bully, thanks a lot for popping in here. Really appreciate that. Good morning. Hope you have a great day as we're closing down our night over here. But have a good one. And
Thank you so much.
Hang out for a little bit until we sign off, and we'll chat on the way out.
Sure,
guys.
Sure.
Chip, Bully, Jeff. We'll see you on the next one. Out.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.